Hey, it's Joe Glines from the-automator, and someone was asking on this video here, I had done it before where I was going over text, parsing out email addresses from using a regular expression. And so here's the regular expression. I'm not going to go into how the regex works because at the other video, that's what we did, right? But what they wanted to do is to, instead of shoving it into a variable, which I'm doing here, and so if I run this, I'm going to hit my hotkey and run it, you'll see here is the text, and it went through, grabbed just the email addresses out of here, and there's a line return. I'm adding it right here, right? I'm appending a line return to each one of these. And so this is shoving it into a variable and has a line return after each one. Now, for whatever reason, I don't remember who it was, asked about putting this into an array, which is fine. What was confusing to me is that then they didn't know how to iterate over the array. So not that I'm not knocking it, right? We're all new to what we're doing and learning. But if you don't know how to work with an array, I'm not sure why you want it in an array. But anyway, it is easy. So first, we need to make sure we declare the array. So I'm going to create an array up here called emails. Let's call it emails, colon equals. And we want an array, so we'll use the brackets. Declare. I guess this is more like initializing. And you need to do that before, otherwise it doesn't have something to shove it into, right? So now here, I'm going to comment out this line and say emails dot push. Is it push? Yeah, I think it's push. Push or add. Push and mail. All right, so now that is going to put them in there. Now, here is, I agree, right? It's if we save this and run it and look at it, it's nothing, right? Hey, I just ran this. There's nothing in emails. No, there is. The problem is it's an array. And let's check that before we do anything. Let's not do that. Let's surround this. So I'm going to save this, run. So the one says, hey, is emails an object? It is, and that's just, I could have put it up here, right? So it's really not telling us much, but it is an object. And when something's an object, you can't just get the text out of it. You need to iterate over it. And so for that, the easiest way that I like is a for next loop. So let's just comment that out. So and here we'll do key value. So see, this is a great thing about Studio, right? It's helping you, right? So I'm going to say K, it can be whatever word you want. K val, these words can be whatever you want in, and now here you mentioned the object, emails. Oops. Now I'm going to do a message box. Well, let's do both. We'll do the key, which I used a K, and then let's put in a tab, and val. So now I'm going to save this and run it. Oh. Oops, look, I threw in an extra comma here. Here we go. Now when I hit my hotkey, oh, duh. There we go. I forgot my percent sign. Can you tell it's early in the morning? So there's the first one. Now we're iterating over these. So 1 is the index, and this is the first email. 2 is the next index, and that's the next email. And 3, and so on, right? So for each one of these, this is showing you what's in the array. Now, because if you search, I have an example on this. What I initially did was and let's just do it right here. So I used Maestricht's M function, and I'm going to put emails. Now, the great thing about his M function is it says, hey, if it's a variable, show the content. If it's an object, iterate over it. So I'm going to save this and reload it and run it. And this shows us all of it, breaks it out beautifully. Just a lot of great things here, right? So that's a great easy way. I also, in Studio, I'll just put it up here. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's do it right here. BMP. Oh, come on. There we go. Now, I'll get rid of the pause in this. Let me break this out for you. This debug window, this is this output window down here, or other window, I should say. It's the debug window. And years ago, I worked with Maestricht, and I told him out on site, I like using this, not for debugging, but just for dumping text. And so this object to string is actually, it's the same, if I remember right, it's the same function that Maestricht uses inside of his M function. I use it here, and here we need to change this to emails. So I'm going to save this, reload it, run it. Now you can see it's still, we're in the for loop here, but here's the output dumping it out here. So if you want to see it all at once, instead of in the message box, this is why I like this output window, right? I can literally see what's going on here, dump it all to it, so it's pretty handy. I hope that helps. Whoever was asking about dumping things into an array, arrays and objects, you could have, of course, put it into an object with the key value pair, with the key being the index if you want. Or what I was first, if he hadn't have said he wanted an array, I would have shoved it into an object and possibly used the email address as the key, and just set the value, or set the key as one and the value as the other one. But what's really cool is if you had set them up as keys in an associative array, it will dedupe it for you, because every key is unique. And so if you had set up the keys instead of these 1, 2, 3 in an array, if you set them up as the associate array and used the email address as the key, you would never have multiple email addresses, because it just overwrites the same key every time. So that's how I would have done that if it was me. But anyway, hope that helps. Cheers.